Hey guys, this is Aaron Parker, and I'm so excited that you're here watching this video, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you might be finding it. I am extremely excited to bring an interview to you, and it is with a 14-year-old. A lot of people say that I'm excited, I have high energy. I mean, he's right there with me, if not higher, and I'm going to be drilling him with some questions right now that I think will provide a lot of value for everyone who could be watching this right now. So I have to just tell you, Caleb, the first time that I saw you, I think it might have been a Periscope, maybe a Facebook video, I was massively impressed.
Thank you.
I was like, this kid is putting me to shame. This kid is making me look bad. Like, I got to get to work. Seriously. So, all right, let's go ahead and dive in. I want to share something with everyone really quick. I just want to kind of get this out of the way. All right, guys, check this out. I'm on Caleb's Facebook page. This is a video he did back in 2015 showing his book that he wrote, and it says the release date of my new book, Keys to Success for Kids. You guys are going to learn a little bit about his business and his book, but I was just massively impressed by that. If you guys are not following him on Snapchat, here you go. Make sure you take a screenshot of this right now, pause it, whatever you got to do, get him on Snapchat, because his value that he brings to Snapchat is ridiculous. The kid was, and I keep saying kid, of course I hope that you're not taking that disrespectfully in any way, because he really is a kid, but he's a very successful kid, and he was just interviewed by Huffington Post. He was also just in the news. So I wanted to share this right away for everyone, Caleb, because in case there were any people who might be watching this and they're like, oh, he's just 14. What does he know? Why would I want to watch an interview of a 14-year-old? Well, here's why. Because he's very successful. He's being interviewed by Huffington Post. He was just in the news. And here's some more social proof. This is a video that he uploaded not long ago, and I hope you guys can see this. It has almost 2 million views. I don't know about you, but Caleb knows what he's doing. So, all right, we're back on Skype, and I just wanted to share that with you, and I wanted everyone to see that, Caleb. Is that cool? Are we back?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right, so
Very
let's
cool.
dive in. Caleb, please tell everyone, what is the name of your company, and what exactly do you do?
So first of all, for anybody who doesn't know who I am, my name is Caleb Maddix. I am 14 years old. Whenever I was 12 years old, I wrote a book called Keys to Success for Kids, and it's really gone across the world. I'm also the CEO of a 6-figure-a-year earning company called Kids for Success. That's honestly the heart and soul of me right now. I mean, I'll probably explain a little bit more about that towards the end of this interview. I also do speaking all across the world. You know, I just spoke with Gary Vaynerchuk in Australia. I'm speaking with Darren Hardy this month, speaking with Brian Tracy in San Diego, speaking with Grant Cardone, done a lot of stuff like that, speaking to over 200,000 kids at one time for this charity. Like, a lot of amazing stuff's been happening. And really, the main thing that I do, though, is I try to motivate other people, right? And I do that through social media and interviews and different stuff. That's why I'm doing this. I want to motivate anybody who is watching this video. So, but it's been amazing. A lot of amazing stuff's happened. Just like you said, I got written up in the Huffington Post and Forbes and Entrepreneur Magazine and Success Magazine and Business Insider, Inc. and different stuff like that. So it's just been amazing. But really, my main thing is it comes back to me is I am an entrepreneur, I am a salesperson, and I am somebody who tries to motivate other people to live to their highest potential.
Caleb, that's it. I mean, my mind is blown, and anyone watching this, I'm sure, as well. Like, how in the heck is this teenager having this much success? I think people probably can't fathom it, and we're going to dive a little bit deeper. So, how old were you when you actually started your company?
Well, the company that I have right now is only about a year old, but I started my first company whenever I was maybe 8 years old. It was called Kids with a Mission. It was more of a kind of organization type thing. And basically what we would do is we'd have kids come together, and we would go out and serve the homeless, serve the poor, serve people who needed to be served, right? But that's where it started, is Kids with a Mission whenever I was 8 years old. But as far as the current company that I have, it's only about a year old, and it's doing amazing. So I'm excited about it.
That is incredible. All right, so Caleb, obviously your dad, who I've seen on social media as well. You know, I'm a dad. I have two little girls, and so it really speaks. It speaks volumes to me as a father when I see the success that you're having, because obviously he's groomed you for success. I mean, let's be honest. Like, you wouldn't be where you are right now if it wasn't for, I think, and I mean, you tell us, but what he's planted in your mind, and how he's groomed you to have success. So, I mean, how much is he actually helping you today to have the success that you're having?
He's helping me more than anybody else on this planet. Like, seriously, he's the greatest dad that's feet has ever touched this earth. Seriously, I mean, I don't care what dad you are. He's better than you. Like, seriously, he's been so good with me. And it's like, people see me. I'm always talking about work your face off, right? And they see me waking up at 5 a.m. They see me speaking. They see me doing interviews. They see me doing all this stuff. But my dad's right there by my side. Like he was just sitting right there, and it was like, pumping me up or whatever. And he's been the biggest impact in the world on me whenever I was 6 years old. I mean, he's always been encouraging me, and I'm so blessed. Like, people ask me, they're like, "Hey, Caleb, if you didn't have your dad, you wouldn't be successful." And I have no argument to that. I agree with that. I would not be where I am today. I would not be as successful as I am if it wasn't for my dad. Yeah, I worked, but my dad being there encouraging me has given me so much confidence and so much freedom to do what I'm doing.
So to go along with that, though, my next question around your dad is, how much is he, telling you what to do, or pushing you, or leading you, the day-to-day grind? Because I see you on Facebook, I see you on Snapchat, like, you are working your face off, literally. So how much of is that him instructing or telling you what to do, or is it really coming from you?
Well, he is my mentor, but a lot of the stuff that I do, it's me. Like, my dad, he never is like, hey, whenever I go on, like, Facebook Live, right? He's never like, hey, talk about this or do that. Like, he lets me do that. I wrote my entire book. He didn't write one word. Literally, this is what he told me. I went up to him whenever I was writing my book. I said, "Dad, I'm on chapter 3. What do you think I should add here?" And my dad said, "If I tell you what I think you should add, you're going to have to put my name next to yours on who this was written by." And that's what he told me, right? So, like, he makes me do what I'm doing. It's me with the content, with the work and all that stuff. But then he's mentoring me. Maybe this would be a better way to handle this situation. Maybe, he is that mentor, but he's not the like, do this or else, this happens. Like, no, that's not him. So, it's partly him with what's going on, but as far as my career goes, he's leaving that up to me with my responsibility. I mean, he'll never tell me, you have to go speak here. If I say that I don't want to speak, he'll be like, okay. But if I say I do want to speak, he'll be like, all right, this is what you need to improve. That you get it. It's that relationship.
That's incredible. I love it. All right, so Caleb, let's talk about the haters. I'm now an adult. I still act and feel like I'm in my 20s, but I am 36. I am a grown up now. Wow. But I don't ever want to grow up. What's that?
I said you look way younger.
That's awesome. I love it. But seriously, the first time I ever saw you, I was with someone. That someone said to me, "What does he know? He's only 14. He can't teach me anything." Like, this is the mindset of adults who see someone your age. I love the fact that it doesn't faze you at all, because you're like on a mission. But how do you deal with the haters? Because we all have haters, but yours are just, it's just different. How do you deal with that?
Well, I would say I have more like critics and haters than 98% of entrepreneurs. Like, seriously, if you look at my posts, every single video I put up, there's some sort of comment about, what do you know? You don't work hard, all this stuff, right? And, I get messages literally from people who are like, you should just commit suicide. Like, that deep of haters, right? But for me, every time that I see a hater, I always sit there and say, listen, that shows more about them than it does about me. That's what I always say. That shows more about them than it does about me. That's what I live by. So whenever I have somebody comment something stupid, right, I sit there and say, you know what? There's two things I do, okay? I sit there and say, the fact that they would comment on a 14-year-old's video, something that stupid, shows that they have no life. And the second thing that I do is I say, you know what? I am about to show them. Like, I had this person message me, and they're like, they said, Caleb, you'll never become a millionaire. And I messaged back and I said, I respect that. I appreciate you messaging me. I said, I appreciate your feedback, but I'm going to work every single day to prove you wrong. And that's what I do. I'm motivated by proving my critics wrong and proving my fans right. So, like, every message I get, it's like, you're an idiot, you're never going to be successful. I'm like, hey, I'm about to prove you wrong. And everybody who's like, you're the best, you've inspired me, I'm like, you know what, I gotta prove them right. So that's the mindset I take. It's not about them it's not about me whenever they say that stuff. It's really about them and an issue that they have to work with. And it's 90% of the time it's jealousy. Like, man, I wish whenever I was 14 I was doing this. But it shows more about them than it does about you.
Yeah, it really is. And I was sticking up for the other day because I shared one of your videos, and sure enough, a hater jumped in there, and I'm just like, you have no idea how hard this kid works, So,
well, the funny thing is, I always say, like, whenever somebody comments, like, you're whatever, this, that, I'm like, hey, you watch my video, not the other way around. That's how I feel. I'm like, hey, you know me, I don't know anything about you, so I just laugh at that.
Love it, love it, love it. I mean, guys, you guys loving this? If you're loving this right now, what you've heard so far, you need to drop some love on this video. You need to share this video right now because this is some really good stuff. All right, so let's talk a little bit about social media. What is your favorite social media platform today?
Well, I mean, that's a tough one for me because I use a lot of them right now. So the one that's been the kindest to me has been Facebook. Like this month I've had 2 videos hit 1 million views on Facebook. That's nuts. So Facebook's been kind to me. But Snapchat probably has to be my favorite social media platform. The reason why is I'm getting thousands of views on my Snapchats, literally thousands. So it's like thousands of people. I push out that little message, they see it. And the engagement on Snapchat is insane. I get like maybe 200 to 300 Snapchats a day from people asking me questions, the Q&A, all that stuff. I think if you're a business person and you're an entrepreneur, you need to be on Snapchat because that's the number one way to actually engage with your audience. You can post up a video on Facebook, you can like their comment or reply, but the amount of people who literally I will Snapchat and they'll Snapchat me back crying like, I can't believe you cared enough to snap me. That's why I love Snapchat so much. So for me right now, I've grown Facebook, Snapchat, and Periscope. I've crushed those. Snapchat's my favorite, but I'm also really trying to grow right now. A big focus of mine is my YouTube channel. That's why I want to do this interview because I know you got a kind of following on YouTube. My YouTube channel and my Instagram. So guys, everybody who's watching this right now, I'm going for the right hook, right? I'm going to ask for you guys for something. Can you please go to YouTube, type in Caleb Maddix, and subscribe to my channel?
I'll put the link at the bottom in the video so people can see it.
Yeah, awesome. So just click that, subscribe. Listen, there's going to be a lot of good content out there. I'm starting something new called The Journey on there. So it's basically like I'm going to show like a vlog type thing, a day in my life, like every single day. I'm also going to do like Q&A videos, motivational videos. Me and my dad do something called The Matt and Caleb Show. A lot of content on there. So, but to answer your question, going back to what you said, it's Snapchat's my favorite. Instagram and YouTube is what I'm focusing on.
Love it. So, social media, how is it? Because, I mean, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and a lot of them struggle to do good with one. How is it that you're having success using not just 3, but now you're diving into Instagram and YouTube? That's 5. How do you do that?
So that's the thing. There's a couple different things. A couple different ways I can go with this. The first one is I was, Grant Cardone, right? I was in his office. I just got done doing an interview with him, and I went into his office, and I was like, Uncle G, I got 7 streams of income. That's what I told him. I got 7 streams of income because I did at the time. And he looked at me and said, Caleb, how many streams of income do you have? I was like, what do you mean? He said, like, no, how many streams? I said, Uncle G, I have 7. He's like, no, how many streams? I said, I have 7. He said, how many streams? And I was like, what in the world? And I was like, Uncle G, what do you mean? Where are you going with this? He said, Caleb, a stream is something that moves without you having to dump water in it. That's what he told me. So what he meant is this. He said, you're better off having one product that blows up, that makes money itself, than you are having 7 products that make a little bit. So he said, create one product that it makes money for itself. Once it starts to make money without you ever touching it, then you go on to your next one. So the point of me saying this, going back to your question, is the way that I've done it is I've narrowed in on one platform. So I constantly do that. This is the platform. I focus on it for a month. I blow it up. This is the platform. Focus on it for a month. I blow it up. So for example, so far, this is how the sequence I've done. I've done this. I've been doing really social media hardcore for 3 months. The first month I did Periscope. I blew up Periscope. I have like 20,000 followers on there. I mean, a bunch of shares. It's been crazy on there. So the first thing I did Periscope. The second month I decided that I was going to do Facebook. Bam, millions of views on Facebook. Done. Now I got a following on Facebook. I'm verified. Everything. You know, I got like 40,000 likes on my Facebook fan page. Hundreds of thousands of views on every video. And then I grew Facebook. Then this last month, you know, what was it? March. I focused on my Snapchat. I promoted, you know, Snapchat a ton. Snapchat's grown to where now it's so much word of mouth on my Snapchat, and I got to work as hard for it. This month, I'm going to be focusing on YouTube, going hardcore on YouTube, and the next month, I'm going to be focusing on Instagram. So, like, the way that you balance all of them is you got to determine, number one, what social media platform works the best for me? What do I have the biggest following on now? What's going to create the most long-term results? Go all in on that to where it's already as a following to where that's word of mouth, and then move on to the next one. That's how I did it.
Guys, that's gold. I love it.
I've never said that before. I've never talked to. I didn't even realize I was doing that sequence of month to month, but I kind of was. You know, YouTube. So I want that clip. I'm gonna post this up on my Facebook and on my YouTube. That was good.
Awesome. Love it. All right, last thing on Snapchat. A lot of marketers are afraid of Snapchat because it's new, it's different, it's got the stigma of, you know, the kids, and it's like, how do I really effectively use Snapchat to grow our business?
Well, that's the thing. You know, first of all, for people who are like, you know, Snapchat's stupid, whatever, you have to go to where everything's going, and you can tell. Literally, I was in a pizza place, 80-year-old dude, 80-year-old dude. He's sitting there. And he's on Snapchat, Snapchatting him making the pizza. Yeah, I paused for effect because this is an 80-year-old dude. I asked him, "How old are you, man?" 80 years old. Then I see another girl in this pizza place. She's like 50 years old, and she's Snapchatting. And if you go around, you have to really look. So many marketers close their eyes, right? They're like, "Oh, this is what works." No, it's not. What's going to work? And so, like, if you look around, every single kid, first of all, is using Snapchat easily. But now every single, you know, now 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, they're all starting to use Snapchat. So it's like, you got to realize, if you're a marketer, you have to realize Snapchat is about this, okay? Snapchat is about depth rather than width. And see, like, people are always like, hey, I define my life off of how many people show up at my funeral. That's not me. I don't define my life on how many people show up at my funeral. I define my life on how many people cry at my funeral. The reason why is anybody can have 10,000 people show up to their funeral, but how many of those really cried? Rather than just having a bunch of relationships, how many of them were deep? And that's what Snapchat is. Snapchat's that ability to go deep with the relationship to where it's a true connection rather than a bunch, like Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. They have a bunch of relationships, but Snapchat makes it feel personal whenever you snap them back. It's an amazing thing. You know, I've developed, I feel like, there's some celebrities that have responded to me on Snapchat, and now I feel like, yeah, we're BFF. You know, we're BFFs. They probably don't even know my name, but the fact that they've responded, I feel closer to them. So Snapchat's all about depth, and if you want to go long term, if you really want money, you got to go through Snapchat because Snapchat's word of mouth. Snapchat's the closest to where we are today, and without things actually work. So like, you got to kill it on Snapchat if you're a marketer. You gotta stop sucking your thumb of like, yeah, but this has always worked. Get over it. Realize Snapchat's where it's going, and Snapchat's where it is.
Boom! There it is. Snapchat's where it's at. Love it. All right, a couple more. So, I mean, Caleb, you're 14. Most 14-year-olds, I mean, I'm sure you get this question a lot. They're playing video games. They're goofing off with their friends. What is it inside of your head that has you, as your shirt says, working your face off, hustling, building a six-figure business? What is actually driving you, besides the haters, but what's actually driving you to work so hard every single day?
Freedom. That's the thing that drives me. Freedom for myself and freedom for other people. Number one, let me go to the first thing. Freedom for myself. You know, the reason why I want to be $1 billion and stuff like that is because that's freedom. Whenever I'm 20 years old, I do not want to be looking for a job. I want to be providing jobs by 20 rather than looking for one. I want to be free enough to where at 25 years old, I want to not be able to ever I want to be able to never have to work another day in my life. I'll still work just because I love it, but I want that. I want to be able to just like drop everything. I want to be able to drop everything, give it. I want that freedom for myself, but also freedom for other people. I mean, I want to be able to go up to a single mother and give her $10,000, and it doesn't hurt me, but it changes her life. Maybe it literally changes her kids' lives. I want to be able to buy a homeless person 2 weeks of a hotel, and also I want that freedom for me and for other people, and that's what motivates me. That's why I do the Periscopes and all that stuff. The YouTubes, the Snapchats, everything is because it gives freedom to me, right? It's making me money, it's creating a future for me, but also it's inspiring other people, and that's why I do what I do. It's that simple word. Whenever I wake up in the morning, I have that over my bed, freedom, and that's why I do what I do. Freedom, 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 freedom.
That's insane. I mean, from my perspective, I think you have the X factor, which is kind of what Gary Vee talks about. You're born this way, like you just have it. You have the it factor. Combine that it factor with the grooming that your dad did. I mean, it's lethal. So, all right, last question.
I'm blessed. That's all I can say is I'm blessed.
Absolutely, aren't we all? So the last question, Caleb, and then you can add anything else that you'd like for the interview, is most people who are your age, most people who are my age, most people in general do not have the level of drive and motivation that you do. Like you say what you just told us why you're motivated, but everyone could say why they're motivated, right? What is it about you, or what is it that you can help everyone else with who also have goals, who want to be more motivated, who want to be more driven? Can you give any piece of advice on how to be more motivated and driven like you are?
That's a tough question because there's so many ways that I can go with it. Like the first one is do things that make you motivated. Ask yourself this question right now, okay? I want you to sit there and ask yourself, even you, Aaron, ask yourself, when I was the most motivated in my entire life, what was I doing? What actions was I taking? And you realize, I did this the other day. I was like, dude, I'm not motivated today. What in the world? I'm the motivational kid. I'm not motivated. And I sat there and said, okay, I was most motivated 2 weeks ago. I was like, what was I doing? I said, I'm juicing. I'm reading. I was doing more videos. I was talking to more people. I was making sales calls. I was exercising. I was doing all this stuff. And I realized that's what makes me motivated. So what makes you motivated? Is it I've met so many old people, okay? And there's two types of old people, okay? There's two types of old people. There's the happy ones, and then there's the grumpy ones. And if you look back at both of their lives and you pick their brain, you're like, okay, you go to the root of why they're unhappy and then why they're happy. The unhappy person did what other people wanted them to do and didn't do what they wanted to do. And then the happy person did what they wanted to do. It's that simple. They did what they wanted to do. Even if it didn't please their mom, even if it didn't please their dad, their friends, their teacher, their coach, they did what they wanted to do. I know that's not said nowadays. Oh, do what this person says. Do what your authority. Everything says that. But deep down, you have to do what you want to do and do what motivates you and be you. Do you. It's this simple. Ready? A lion is not as powerful as a fish underwater. A lion, if you put a lion underwater, it's not as powerful as a fish. Put them both underwater. A lion, it's so much in mindset. A lion's more powerful than a fish, right? But if you take a lion to the depths of the deepest part of the ocean and you have him sit there for more than 5 minutes, he is going to drown. But if you put the fish in the exact same place, it won't. The reason why is the fish is doing what it's meant to do and the lion is not. No matter how powerful you are, if you're not doing what you want to do, you'll never get where you want to be. Or be as happy as you want.
Dude, Caleb, you're on fire, brother. You are on fire. And you know what? I'm inspired by your hustle, bro. I'm inspired.
That's right.
By your hustle.
I love it. We got the t-shirts on, man.
We got our, by the way, I've been hitting you up. When your t-shirts go for sale, I'm ready to buy some. Yeah. I love your shirts.
Hey, me and my dad have been going back and forth with it. We're really trying to get these out. Everybody wants one, so.
Yes, we do. Well, to everyone watching this video, I know you got some massive value from this. Drop a comment. Share this with everyone you possibly can to get this message out there, to have more people learn and see Caleb. And in the description of this video, you're going to see all of Caleb's social media links so you can add him up. Caleb, any final words?
Final word is, the gun that kills the most people is the gunna. And you've probably heard that, Aaron. No, from me, that's my original quote. But, you know, it's like, so many people say, I'm going to write a book, or I'm going to start a business, or I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to spend time with my family, or I'm going to, you know, do da-da-da. I'm gonna. That they kill their dreams with this gun called gunna. And they kill their life with this gun called gunna. And they get on their deathbed and they're like, why did I never do that? It's because you're too busy saying you were going to that you never actually did. So stop saying you're going to do something. Take action right now, just like I did with my book, just like I'm doing with all these interviews and all that. I could wait till I'm 20, but I'm doing it now because I want to, and I know that I will regret it if I don't. So the gun that kills the most people is the gunna. Don't kill yourself with this gun called gunna. Take action. Start today. Just do it and work your face off.
Boom! That's a wrap. Thank you, Caleb. You the man.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Aaron. You're a great interview, man. Can't wait to see this thing come up. And everybody watching right now, the one action I want you to take, go to YouTube. Type in, you know, the link will be anywhere. But go to YouTube, type in Caleb Maddix, CALEB, MADDIX. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's it.